So I have a treat for you. One of the things that we've noticed is that we have several videos, actually quite a few videos on our YouTube channel that have garnered more views than others. And they're usually bathrooms. And so what we're doing today is we're putting together a video for you of three bathrooms that were hugely popular on our YouTube channel. So you can sit down, relax, grab some popcorn, and watch the transformation of three different bathrooms. One of them, the last video, is a condo that we did the whole house, the whole condo, including two bathrooms. And they were super popular on our YouTube channel. And we are so grateful for our subscribers and their willingness to watch us do the work that we love to do. And that's transforming old space into updated, beautiful, functional space. And so enjoy this video, enjoy watching this. Right now, I am standing in a bathroom that we remodeled last year, and it's we call it the view house. And I didn't video this one. I don't video all my projects because I just don't have enough time with all the projects we have going to video everything. But I wanted to share with you this bathroom. And so at the end of this video, after you watch the other three bathrooms, we're going to have a video of this bathroom for you to watch as well. And it's beautiful. It turned out amazing. And so we'll show that to you at the end of the video. And then we'll also create a separate video that you can just watch this as well. We appreciate you taking time to watch our videos. I hope you enjoy this medley of some of our greatest hits. Enjoy. Thank you.
We're starting another project. This one's a master bathroom remodel. I'm standing in it right now. And it's actually a nice sized bathroom. We're going to call this house the Detour house because there's road construction going everywhere around it. We went a different way to get here today, and what did we run into? Road construction. And so we're calling it the Detour house. So let me show you kind of what we're doing. This vanity is going to get replaced. It's going to be similar to what it is right now. Instead, let me show you pictures here real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to lower this portion of the vanity for a makeup area. And then we're adding a couple of cabinets to either side of this thing right here. And then we'll have a drawer in here. And then over here, this gets kind of shortened up a little bit. And then we're going to put it, you can't really see it in this picture, but we're going to put a linen cabinet right here as well. And then the tub, we're totally taking this out, and then we're putting in a nice big soaker tub with a deck and everything around it. And the shower, you can see inside the shower here, we're going to be totally redoing the shower. They don't like this beige, old beige tile and everything. And see, the ceiling is tiled also, but it's also low. Look how much lower it is inside the shower than it is up here. We're hoping that we can raise that up to this height. And we'll find out when we do demo if there's a reason why that shower ceiling is lower. So we're excited to show you this project. We're replacing all the tiles. It's going to be all different colors in here. The countertops are going to be lighter, but the cabinets are going to be a little darker because this is alder with a stain on it, and we're going to go walnut with a natural finish on it. So it's going to be a really fun project to do, and we're excited to bring you progress. Our demo guys are going to show up here any minute and help us get this all demoed and ready for changing the electrical, the plumbing figured out and all that stuff. Okay, so we got all the demo done, or mostly done. So I kind of wanted to show you what it looks like. When we're all done, we're going to wind up having to move a few things like this outlet. I didn't think we were going to have to move it, but the way they did the cabinet design, I'm going to have to move the outlet over here, and then they want to make it a 2-gang outlet, which is a double outlet. 2-gang is two switches or plugs in the box. So, and then we're doing the same thing here. We have to move this one from here to here. And then also
the sink cabinet's gonna go right here, and so we have to bring all this plumbing over. I wasn't expecting the cabinet guy to expand that, and so I have to actually charge some additional for moving that plumbing. Then I want to show you in the shower here. It's kind of a mess in here right now, but we still have a little bit of the concrete floor and stuff to get out of here. But one of the things the homeowner wanted to do is get rid of this drop ceiling. Let me see this out here for a second. So this ceiling was dropped to this height right here, and you can see that the ceiling is a lot higher. And they want to do a rain head, and a rain head is hard to do when there's attic space above. And so what we have to do is we're going to tear all this out up to the rafters, the ceiling rafters, and then we're going to frame a soffit down right up against that. And in between the two, we put plastic, a vapor barrier, and then we'll insulate the new drop ceiling that we do, and that allows us to do a rain head without worrying about it freezing. The other thing we do when we plumb it is we'll make sure that it slopes, the pipe going from the wall over to the rain head slopes towards the rain head, so that when you turn it off, all the water that's up in there will drain out, and so help minimize any potential for cracking or splitting, freezing pipes. So anyways, you can see we've got that clawfoot tub out of here. One of their neighbors wanted it, so we had to take it out carefully. And we still have to take these off, and then we're going to frame a deck right here for the new tub. And so we'll show you what that's going to look like, but it's going to be cool. Let me give you an update. We've got all the demo done, all the electricals done, and the plumbing, and the tub is in. So we're ready for drywall. So you can see we put new wiring in. Been kind of dealing with light fixtures today as to which light fixtures are actually going to send the ones they ordered back, because the vanity lights are 3 light vanity lights. They wanted 4, but they were on back order, but now they're available. So this is the dent shield. Most of the drywall that we need for in here is dent shield. This is a moisture mold resistant tile backer drywall. It's awesome, and it's great for showers and around tubs and stuff like that. You can see we've had to do some work under the floor. Can't really see it right here, but we had to move some plumbing to line up with the new vanity. They made the vanity wider, so we had to move the plumbing about 2 feet this way for the vanity on this side. If you look at this drawing, you saw that it had a vanity that kind of went around the corner. And one of the things that we're doing is we're putting in a vanity of makeup space. And then we have these lights that are going above, and they're going to be out of cherry. So anyways, in the shower here, so one of the things we did, we were able to raise the ceiling up. The original ceiling was about right here. So we were able to raise the ceiling up to get more height in here. And then we've got the new shower valve and diverter installed. And we always replace the drain assembly, and it's all ready for a shower pan once the drywall gets done. And then let me show you the tub. So this is the tub that they wanted. It's a really nice tub. It's actually Kohler brand tub. And she didn't want a step, so there's no step. And this is where the valve will go. And so it's going to be really nice. We always put something in the bottom of the tub to try and, because guys will have to stand in it to do drywall and to do tile work, so we try to protect the tub that way. So next time we'll probably have tile work done, so it'll look really awesome. Okay, we've been crazy busy here, and so we've been doing all the tile work, all the drywall is done, and so my tile guy is just about done. Check out this tile right here. Look how cool this looks. I picked out a tile that was really difficult to get enough of it. It's actually an hexagon shaped tile. You see it's a hexagon shaped tile, and so a little hard to work with. And they wanted it really bad, and so in order for us to get it, they had to fly down to Arizona, rent a van,
and pick it up at 3 different Floor and Decor stores in Arizona and bring it back because apparently it's like being discontinued or something. But if you want, try and come look in here. This is the master shower. A little bit dark. We just drilled the holes for the lighting that'll go in here. And then we're gonna put tile on the ceiling, but look at this tile work. One of the things I wanna show you is look at how my tile guy does. He makes it look like this one piece wraps right around the corner. How cool is that? That is a lot of work and takes a lot of skill. And he's been doing a fantastic job for us here. So it's looking really good. The cabinets are actually here. In fact, I'm gonna take you over and just show you the cabinets real quick. They've been delivered. And as soon as tile guy's out of here, we'll get install the cabinets. Okay, we delivered all the cabinets today. They're a little bit early, and we're gonna have the installer install these first part of next week. So these are the cabinets. There's a smooth face door, and it's a walnut door, and you can see this is kind of cool. See how the grain right here drops down onto this drawer. This is a drawer right here. But see how the the wood grain continues down. It's gonna be pretty cool to see this when it all gets installed. I think the next update we'll give you will be done.
We're all done. And man, did this bathroom turn out amazing. It's so cool because I love it when people do something different. I had someone comment on one of our videos the other day that said, I'm so tired of white cabinets. And they're beautiful, but I'm tired of them too. And look at these cabinets. How cool is this? These are walnut doors. And the thing I want to draw your attention to is the grain is matched up all the way down. Check that out. Even on these drawers down here, see this grain goes through onto the drawer. And also, this is a feature on our that my cabinet guy does. Normally, on your vanity, like you probably have at home, you have a drawer right here, a false drawer, and then the cupboards below. Well, we moved the doors up and actually put an actual drawer in below, and it looks really nice. So these are beautiful cabinets. We did have a little trouble with the cabinets because the this is the plywood veneer with the walnut on it, and one side stains a little differently than the other side, and so we had trouble matching up the doors. But my cabinet guy just did a fantastic job. He did whatever it took to make it right, and then on top of all of that, our cleaning person stuck their ladder up against this door and put a big gouge in it, so we had to replace that door too. But otherwise, he made the mirrors. And then I need to show you the tile around the shower and the tub. This tile is octagon shaped, and it was really hard for my guy to lay. Said he had to go home and lay awake at night as he turned his brain down from doing all of this tile. And a funny story too. This tile is available at Floor and Decor, but I don't know if it's going through um, style change or uh, um, a UPC code. Not UPC, is that right? Yeah, code change or whatever, but we had a hard time getting it enough to do this job. And my homeowners found that there were 3 different stores in Arizona that had this tile. And so they had points and travel points and stuff. And so they were able to fly down to Arizona for free. Then they rented a car and picked up all the tile from 3 different places and drove it back here to Utah. So crazy. Beautiful tub. And this has hand spray in it for the tub as well, for like washing your hair and stuff. And then check out this light fixture. How cool is that? They were in our plumbing supplier showroom and they had that on display, and she just fell in love with it. And it's really cool. It's just beautiful. And it's amazing how heavy it is. Remember at the beginning of the video, we took out this door and we were hoping to be able to reuse it. Well, we were able to reuse it. So we had to get new hinges and a handle to match the color, because before I think it was an oil rub bronze. But look at this with the octagon tile. Look what my tile guy did. He just made it look so uniform and consistent all the way around. Then I want to step into the shower with you for a second. So we did two niches. There's a double niche right there and another one right here, kind of our signature double niche that we do. But look at this tile right here. See this? This is the octagon outline, and he made it look wrap around like that's one piece of tile right there. That takes skill to do that and make that look good. And then these guys are a little bit older like me, and so we put grab bars in everywhere. There's a grab bar there and a grab bar here and one above the tub. You know, like sometimes when you're taking a shower, you got to close your eyes and rinse, and then sometimes you can lose your balance, or maybe that's just me. I don't know. But having all these grab bars everywhere is really nice. And then we did a rain head. Now, normally this is a one-story home. Normally you can't do a rain head on a one-story home. But what we did is we framed the ceiling down the width of a 2x4, and then we put a vapor barrier of plastic in between the roof rafters and the ceiling that we framed down, and then we insulated it again. And then we made sure that the water coming from to the shower head drains out of the shower head. So when you turn the water off, the water drains out of the shower head. So otherwise, you have to worry about freezing if you're in a freezing climate. Let me show you the grab bar in the shower or the tub as well. See, there's a grab bar right here too. And then you notice this trim that's around all the tile. That's the brand of that trim is Schluter, and it's called a Jolly Edge. And what on ceramic and porcelain tiles, the tile itself is finished on the surface, but on the edges, it's not finished. And this way, wherever you have an edge, we put that and it hides that edge and makes it look classy and nice. And so it works out really nice. So be sure and watch this video to the end because I'm going to tell you how long this project took, what the original price was, and what the final price was. Because I want you to see that with my projects, there's usually not a lot of difference between the original price and the final price. They're usually pretty close because when I give people a price, it's a firm price. The only way they can change it is if they change it by adding something or even taking something off or spending a little bit more than what their allowance was on tile or something like that, which we did on this one. This tile was a little bit more money than what the allowance was. But anyways, if you want to know how much this bathroom costs, just keep watching. It'll be right there. Thanks so much for watching us. Transform this master bathroom. This is phase one. We're also going to do the main bathroom, the laundry room now is phase two. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button, share this video with all your friends and neighbors. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and hit the little bell button so we can notify you each and every time we post a new video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Hi there. Welcome back, everyone. We just wanted to introduce you to a new project today. This is a bathroom remodel that we're doing, and it's really kind of cool. This is an old house. It's 100 years old. We're going to call this house the Downtown Bungalow. And we're not really doing anything else in the house right now. We're just remodeling and updating this bathroom. And bathrooms are kind of hard to video and film, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of step out of the camera and then let Jessica come in and film the bathroom for you while I'm kind of describing what we're going to do. So in this bathroom, because it's old, there's some things that we're doing that are unique. For example, you can kind of see off to the left there is the radiator that's under the sink. And we really don't, this is how they heat their house, so we really don't want to break into that system if we don't have to. And so they love their tile floor that you see. This is really cool tile floor. So we're going to protect the floor and protect the radiator while we're doing our demo, but the tile floor stays. And so, and then the sink, they just replaced the sink, and so we're keeping the sink, but where the tub is, we're doing a lot there. We're changing the tub to a shower. And if you see there's a window there, an old yucky window, we're going to actually remove that window and tile over the space. And the tile will go all the way to the ceiling. And then there's a fan on the ceiling. We'll be replacing that. And this, if you look over here to the right, there's a door that goes out of the bathroom, and they use it to keep a storage cabinet there. That door is going to stay there. They want to keep it there. So take a look at this toilet. It's pretty unique. It's an old toilet. They haven't been able to replace it. We might have to redo the plumbing underneath the toilet in order to put a new toilet in. But look at the raised tank. How cool is that? Never seen anything like that before in all my years of remodeling. But anyways, we're planning on replacing that toilet. This home is old enough that all the walls are lath and plaster. So part of my bid includes taking all the lath and plaster off and all this extra tile that's on, and then re-insulating the exterior walls and putting just regular sheetrock on. And around the shower, we put in a different kind of sheetrock. It's a new product that's called Dent Shield, and it's a mold and water resistant product that's really fantastic. And so we'll be putting that type of drywall around the tub shower. Jessica, I want you to step out for a second and get a picture of or a video of the tub itself. This is an old tub. I mean, this tub might be 75 or 100 years old, but look how deep it is. That's how deep they used to make tubs, and now the standard tubs that people put in homes are half that depth. But anyways, we're turning this into a shower. So this is kind of what we're looking with that to start with. We're going to put a whole new shower valve in with a sliding shower. We're putting in a new medicine cabinet, adding some lighting. We're putting in a recessed light over the shower. And if you look behind the door here, the switch for the light is behind the door. And so we're going to move it to the correct side of the door right here. The demo has been a nightmare. It's been a lot more involved than we thought. I wanted to build the walls all the way back to to the 2x4s. They're actually not 2x4s, they're ancient timbers, it looks like. Getting all the lath and plaster off has been really tough. I want to show you a few things that we've been dealing with that has been making this really hard. For example, behind me here, you can see that we're trying to get all this tile peeled off, and this is the original framing, and they put this metal sheeting on. I mean, today we call it diamond lath, but it looks a lot different. But we're trying to get it all peeled off, and it's just a lot of work. There's 2 layers of mud on there, and then the tile, and plus this metal sheeting. So it's been really hard to get it off. You can see up here in this corner, you can see the lath and plaster, and all of this right here is the old lath and plaster style, the way they used to do the walls in houses. And when I gave my estimate to redo this bathroom, I wanted to take the lath and plaster off in the bathroom and put normal, everyday drywall. We hate lath and plaster. It's such a pain to deal with. And so if you look over here, look at these massive studs. They're rough cut studs, and they're massive. And then also look at the electrical. Instead of the wires that we have, normally all the wires are together, but now they have the common wire here and the power there, and there's no ground. And so we'll probably do a little bit of rewiring there. And then all of the piping is galvanized. And so anyways, it's been a rough remodel for us, or a demo I should say. And it's really hard. See this radiator down here? We're trying to keep that in place because it's a lot of work. It's a closed system, and this is what they use to heat the house with. And so if we unhook it, we introduce air and stuff like that. We have to purge the whole system. So we're really trying not to replace this remove this radiator. And this is the craziest bathroom that I've ever done. This house is so old, and so we're just having to deal with stuff that I anticipated some of it, but certainly not all of it. Um, just to start with, there was a window right here, and we were going to actually get rid of the window and not have a window in here, but they decided that they want to keep the window. So we took it out, and I've ordered a new window. So there will be a new window that goes in here. The one that was there before was all metal framed and single pane and stained glass. And so we took that out, and we're putting in a nice double pane window with obscure glass in it. And then right here, we put some framing in above the sink. The sink's going to go back right here. And we did some framing here so that we can have a recessed medicine cabinet, which is just right out here. Um, that's the medicine cabinet that we're going to be putting in. It's a really cool medicine cabinet that they've chosen. So we're going to put that in right here above the sink. And then we also framed in a space for a niche that will be in the shower. Remember, we're converting this from a tub to a shower. Have you ever heard of lath and plaster? That's the old way of doing sheetrock. If you look, this is the back side of lath and plaster. So what they do, this is the lath, and what they do is they put these boards on and leave a little gap so that the plaster sticks out between it and it holds it in place. And so that's how they used to do the finishes on walls in houses, this lath and plaster. And the plaster sometimes can be pretty thick, and it's really yucky to work with. And so when I bid to do this bathroom, I decided that I wanted to take all the lath and plaster off. You can kind of see all the stains on the drywall from the plaster. And in fact, if you're wondering where the term drywall comes from, I don't know this for sure, but this is my guess, is that when you do lath and plaster, all this plaster is wet when it goes on. And now when we use drywall, it's dry. It's a sheet, and you just put it on, and there's no mixing or anything like that. So that's probably where the term drywall came from back in the early days when they were switching from lath and plaster to drywall. Anyways, if we look over here on this front wall, we found all kinds of fun stuff. We found that there's no framing here. It's just a brick wall. And so we had to put some furring strips in so that when we put the sheetrock on, it'll be flush with the jamb on the doors. Then we can put casing around it. But on this one, the switch to turn the light on was behind the door. And so you have to walk into the bathroom and reach behind the door to get to the switch. So we fixed that. So now we've moved it. So now it's over here. We put a hole in the brick right here, and because of the furring strips, we were able to get some wiring down here and put some wiring in for the vanity light. And then we've added a recessed can light above the shower as well. And then since we've been here last, we've got all the plumbing done. So we have all new plumbing. We replaced a lot of the plumbing that was here and put it into the new PEX that we use all the time. We moved the drain. The drain for the tub was over here underneath that box, and we moved it over here for the shower. I noticed another issue that we're going to have to be dealing with is that, remember, we're keeping this tile floor because we don't want to take out this radiator. But when they had tile wainscot on the walls, and they've furred it out so far because of the lath and plaster and everything else. If you look down here, we've got a pretty good gap between the tile and the wall. And I'm not really 100% sure how we're going to deal with that, because by the time we put drywall on here, there's still going to be like an inch gap right there. So we'll figure it out, and I'll let you know in one of these next videos what we decide to do with that. But that's something that we're going to have to deal with because we're not replacing this floor, mostly because of the radiator that heats this bathroom. So anyways, this is the downtown bungalow, and it's old. It's been here a long time. And the people that live here actually bought it from the guy that built it. He was a contractor years and years ago, and that's who they bought it from. And they've raised their whole family in this house. And so we're excited to update this bathroom for them and make it very functional. and make it a shower instead of a tub. So I showed you that we're doing the recessed medicine cabinet right here, and then we're doing a niche right here in the shower. And it's actually, I call it a double niche because this is the niche that we put in right here. So check this out. It's all waterproof. It's all one piece in plastic. And so what we do is we take it and we put it in here, and then it'll go in after the sheetrock. And then the tile guy waterproofs around the edges, but see, it's all one piece, so there's nothing to worry about leaking wise. And then when my tile guy's putting it together, he's going to take this shelf and he'll put it in right about here. And so you can put all your shampoos and conditioner and stuff right there. And then right here is where you can put your soap and your razors or whatever else you need in the shower. So this is pretty cool. This is something that allows us to do a niche without ever having to worry about it leaking or creating water damage or anything like that. And then down here, we're going to put a bench in the shower when we're putting it together. And that bench will be made out of a big chunk of styrofoam. I'll show that to you when we get it here. Making lots of progress on the downtown bungalow. The drywall's all been done. If you can see, we've got all the drywall everywhere. This is the texture that they chose to put on the drywall. It's a pretty nice texture. It'll paint up really nice. And then you can see this gray drywall back here. Some of you might be familiar with the drywall called green board. Green board is the old drywall that we used to put around showers and tub surrounds and stuff like that. But now this is the new version. It's called Dense Shield, and it's a lot more moisture and mold resistant. And in fact, the city inspectors won't accept the green board anymore. So I don't even know why they still sell it at Home Depot, because it's not to code. But this product is great, and it's got kind of a vinyl surface to it. And it's moisture and mold resistant. You see all the green painting that's going on here. That's a waterproofing. So we're kind of waterproofing. You only need to go up so high, but all the screw holes and all the joints and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, you see a window here. We were supposed to cover this, take the old window out and cover it up, but they decided that they wanted to keep a window here. So now we have a new window. If you look down here, I'm standing in the shower pen, and there's a few things I want to show you. This is the curb that keeps all the water in. It's a little bit narrower than what we typically make it because there's not a lot of room to work with here. So we want to try and keep the shower as wide as we could. A lot of guys will do the shower curbs out of 2x4s or whatever. But the problem is that they warp and it'll mess up the tile. So we do our curbs out of concrete. And then this shower pan it has a rubber membrane underneath the concrete. It's all been painted with the waterproofing, but there's also a rubber membrane underneath the concrete that ties directly into the drain. So even if water gets through the concrete, it hits that rubber membrane and it'll still go down the drain. It's pretty cool stuff. Also, you see we have a shower bench in here. This shower bench is actually made out of styrofoam. It's just made out of a high density styrofoam. And again, I try not to do my benches out of dimension lumber or wood framing because they can warp. And this way, it's all sealed and sealed in, and it won't ever warp on us. And it works great. I do it all the time. And then up here, you can see the shower niche that we've installed. This is actually all one piece, except for this. This goes up and down, but the shower niche itself is all one piece. And that way, again, don't have to worry about any water issues, and it's all waterproofed and everything around it. So this will look really nice. Now I want to show you the tile. This is the tile that we're going to be putting on the floor. Beautiful hues of green. So when you're doing floor tile in a shower, everything slopes to the drain, so you can't use like big tiles. And so this type of tile works great. We typically also always put it on the top of the bench and the back wall of the niche as well. So it looks really cool. And then the tile that's going on the walls is going to be this. It's called Idle Tier Gray, and we get it at Floor and Decor. It's a great product, but it's going to go on the wall vertically in a stacked format, so it won't overlap in any direction. It'll all be stacked on top of each other. Look, sometimes we'll call that a soldier style, but it's going to look fantastic. Also, one other thing I wanted to show you. You remember earlier I showed you this gap on the floor right here. We're using this really fancy shop light to give us light in the bathroom here. It actually looks pretty antique to go along with this house. But you can see that gap that goes across right here. That's the difference between the lath and plaster walls that were here and the sheetrock walls. So I have to figure out a way to fill that gap because we're not replacing the floor tile. And the reason we're not replacing the floor tile is because of the radiator that's on the floor. So I have this piece of styrofoam made that's just the right thickness. And so that's actually going to go, it won't actually fit right now, but it's going to go right here on the floor, and then we'll cover it with tile on the top and the sides. And so it'll just look like a thicker tile baseboard, so it'll look really nice. One other thing that I do with my tile work is I don't like exposed, or sometimes what I call raw edges of the tile, where it doesn't have any of the same finish on it as the surface. I don't like to see that. And so we use a product, we call it Schluter. And Schluter is a brand name, but it's also kind of a generic term for this stuff. This is made by Schluter Systems. But what we do is we put this trim on, and it'll go right on the wall on the edge of the shower and go straight up, and then the tile will butt into this. In fact, let me show you real quick. So if I put this tile in here, this will butt up to it, and so you can see it doesn't, you got a nice clean finished edge. This stuff comes in all different colors, so you can match your fixtures or whatever color scheme you want. And but now, instead of having, let me show you what it looks like if you don't have this. See that raw edge? It's kind of orangish. Yeah, we don't want that. I don't want that. And so that's why we use this product, this Schluter product. If you're wondering what this hole is for in the drywall, this is where we're putting a medicine cabinet when we get all finished up. So we're getting close. Get the tile work done, and then a little bit of paint, put the sink back on, put the toilet in, and we're done. So we're right there. We're all done with the downtown bungalow bathroom. And so I wanted to just point out a couple of things, and then we're going to just film the whole thing, close-ups and stuff, and let you get a good look at how this turned out. But it turned out really nice. A couple of points. This was really a tight spot for a toilet, and the one that we had originally picked out actually didn't fit. The door wouldn't shut. And so I had to search high and low to find a toilet that would fit in this little space right here, so that the door would open and close. You can see it just barely misses the toilet. And also we got the shower all done, and the niche, and everything just turned out so nice. I did want to show you this medicine cabinet that we put in. It's kind of crazy. So it looks really good because it's all recessed, but when you open it, there's mirrors everywhere. Mirror on the back side, mirror on the back wall. It's crazy. You can really see too much of yourself. So I'm going to step out of the way and let Jessica just film this whole thing. They picked out a really cool light fixture above the vanity. I think it turned out really nice. So hope you've enjoyed watching us transform this bathroom from an old bathroom with a tub to a really nice shower and a nice finished bathroom. If you like what you saw, hit the like button down below. And also, if you don't mind subscribing, that would be awesome too. We'd love to show you more of what we're doing. In fact, to that point, this home, the downtown bungalow, is so unique. There are some really cool architectural features in this house, and I got permission from the homeowner to show those to you. So we're going to do a separate video of the downtown bungalow and its really cool architectural features. Hello. So we're starting another project, and we're going to call this one the red brick condo. If you want to pan outside real quick, you can kind of see that all these condos have red brick on them. So that's why we're calling it the red brick condo. And this is really a nice place. This is a small 2-bedroom condo. It's about 1,000 square feet. And the lady that is bought it wants to totally redo it. So we're totally redoing this condo over the next 2 or 3 months. So let me walk you through and kind of show you what it looks like right now and what we're planning on doing. Of course, we're planning on totally redoing the kitchen. It's got the old oak cabinets on it that are so dated. And it has this little bar right here. I tried to talk her into let me get rid of this and put a wall right here so she could put a wall unit on the other side. But she decided she likes the bar. So it's going to be wider right here because we're going to have a cabinet underneath it to put all of her TV components in, like her cable box and DVR and all her DVD player and all that stuff. So anyways, we're adding a bunch of can lights to the house. I think we're adding about 19 or 20 can lights to the condo, so we'll light it up a lot better than it is right now. This home was built long ago enough, this condo, that there's no lights on the ceiling. Like if you look over here into the living room, there's no lights on the ceiling in there. And so we're gonna fix that problem. So let's move over into the living room real quick and I'll tell you what we're doing in here. So again, we're gonna put a cabinet right here to put all of her video components and stuff in. We're gonna totally replace the fireplace. We're gonna keep the mantle. We'll take the mantle off and then put it back on. And then we're gonna run wiring for TV above the fireplace. And so other than adding can lights in here, we're doing all new floor coverings. And most of the flooring is going to be the new laminate plank flooring that's water resistant. Really good stuff, really durable and looks super nice. Other than that, there's not a whole lot that we're doing in here, just new paint, new flooring and stuff. So we're not really changing the layout of the kitchen very much. We are moving the fridge over. You see this pantry has these yucky louvered doors on them and the ugly wire shelving. Wire shelving is terrible for a pantry because it's hard to set stuff on it. So we're actually going to get rid of this whole pantry closet and turn it into a cabinet pantry. Let me see if I can shut that door. Anyway, so it's going to make the kitchen a lot nicer and actually make it feel a little bit bigger as well. And of course, she's going to get all new appliances. I don't usually include appliances in my bid because I let people go shop Home Depot and Lowe's and all those other places and get the best price that they can. If you look down here, they whoever had this before put a nice new tile floor in, but look how you have to step up to get from the laminate floor to the vinyl floor. We'll get rid of all that because it'll all be the same elevation. In here, we are upgrading and replacing the furnace and the water heater. So we're putting in a new furnace and water heater in here. These are pretty old, and so she wants to put in new stuff. This is one of the bedrooms, and it's actually going to be her office. And so we're not really doing a whole lot in here either. If you come look at the closet, it's got some shelving in here, and we're just going to keep the shelving. It's all adjustable shelving because it's going to be her office. Has a little bit of hanging, and then inside this closet, there's some weird electrical. Like there's a plug up here. Go figure. What's that for? And then electrical thing down there too. We're going to get rid of that. And then all new baseboards, and the laminate flooring will be in here as well. And then, of course, I don't know if you recognize those, but those are some kind of a smoke detector, but we'll be replacing all of those with modern smoke detectors as well. Here's the laundry closet, and it's just a closet. You can see it used to have a bifold door on it, and they took it off because you can see there's hardly any room to do anything. I mean, if you had bifold doors stacking up on either side on both sides of this, you probably wouldn't be able to open the dryer door. And so she struggled with leaving it open. And I finally talked her into leaving it open, at least I think I did, and making it nice. So she's gonna get a new washer and dryer, and there'll be the front loading stackable kind. So the stackable washer and dryer will go on this side. She's talking about, have you seen or heard of those new washer dryer combos? It's all in one unit, this size. She might be doing that too. So she's still trying to decide. But then we're going to put cabinetry on the left side of where the stackables will go so that she can have some storage and stuff like that. But just no way of putting doors on this and making it work. And there's really no way of expanding, like making it deeper without messing up the master closet. So here we're going to be in, this is the main bath, and it's small. It's not real big, but we're basically just redoing everything in here. We're not making it any different layout or anything like that. I'm going to step out of the picture here in a second and let Jessica come in and film the shower, because we're going to totally redo the shower. So the shower will essentially be the same. We're just new updated tile and faucet and stuff like that. New shower glass. And we'll add a recessed can light over the top of the shower as well. And of course we'll get rid of that lovely brass. So this is the master bedroom. And again, we're not doing a whole lot in here other than new paint, new baseboard, new carpet. We're adding 4 can lights, and then we're putting a ceiling fan in the middle. And then of course we're replacing that chunky smoke detector. She's got a kind of what I call a galley closet. So this closet, you walk through the closet to get to the bathroom. And on one side it's all shelves pretty much, and on the other side is all hanging. And it's really tight. There's not a whole lot we can do with this to make it any better. So I think we're tearing all the shelving out and making it a little bit more efficient, putting in some more double hanging. And I'm trying to talk her into letting me do all the hanging on one side and then shelving on the other side, so it'll be a little bit more comfortable to walk through it. And so again, you walk into the bathroom, and it's essentially identical to the other bathroom. The only difference is instead of a shower, it's got a tub shower. And we're actually going to replace the tub with a tub that's about 2 or 3 inches wider and probably 6 or 8 inches deeper. So it'll make for a nice bathtub, but it'll also still be a shower as well. So you can see behind me is a wall of mirrors. There's 3 mirrors. Probably to try and make this look bigger, I guess. I don't know, but she wants them out. So we'll be taking those out and getting rid of them, and it'll just be sheetrock that we paint. So that will be part of our demo. And we're not done with demo yet, but we're halfway done, so I thought I'd show it to you, show you kind of where we're at and what we've found. You can see over here we've taken the mantle off, which we're going to reuse, and we'll repaint it, so we're just saving it for later. And we've taken some sheetrock and stuff off around the fireplace, because remember, we're replacing this fireplace. This is a wood-burning fireplace. Look at the size of the vent that's in here. It's huge. And I'm glad it is, because the direct vent fireplace that we're going to be putting on, the gas fireplace, we'll be able to just drop the pipe right down through the middle of that because it's so big. Because it's got to go all the way up to the ceiling, or sorry, the roof, and there's another condo up there. So we should be able to fish it all the way down without having to disturb the tenant up there. So anyways, I'm excited. I was happy to see that big, huge vent because it gives us some other options instead of having to try and run a new vent up through someone else's condo. So anyway, so this is the living room. You can see we've got all the floor coverings taken off. And, we're making progress. Let's show you the kitchen. So this is the kitchen, or it used to be the kitchen. We've taken out all the cabinets, countertops, and sinks. We saved a little bit of countertops so we can use it while we're working here. You can see somebody's lunch is here and stuff like that. We found some old wallpaper that we didn't know was here behind some of the cabinets and the fridge and stuff. But you know, we're not really changing the layout too much. We're moving the fridge over. If you can remember, there was a pantry closet right here. So we tore that all out. So the fridge is going to move to right there, which is a better location for it. And then all the other stuff will be over this way. This is the main bath, and really all we've done in here is tore out the vanity, taken the door off, got rid of the shower glass. So we still have a ways to go. We got to tear out all that tile still. So I have something to show you that's kind of gross. We peeled up carpet in this room and the pad, and underneath the pad, and what came out of the pad was that big pile of dirt you see right there. Isn't that crazy? From years of buildup, that's all that dirt was stuck in the pad and under the pad and worked its way through the carpet. So anyways, I see that pretty often. It's kind of gross. So this room is the master bedroom, and you can see the same thing. We have all this dirt and grime that was left after we pulled the carpet and the pad out. How gross. So if you have a really old carpet, you need to get rid of it because this is what it looks like underneath. So this is the master bath, and again, we haven't gotten too far into the demo, but we did tear out the vanity, and that's gone. But one of the questions I have is, where did this hole come from? That wasn't there. So I'm gonna have to talk to my guys and say, hey, what's going on? Did somebody get mad or something? Because I don't understand why that hole's there. It's not supposed to be there. So we'll have to figure that out. They're demoing something that shouldn't be demoed. Anyways, so this is where we're at right now. We still have the whole tub and shower to tear out in here, but I just thought I'd give you a little quick peek of where we're at right now. Well, we just finished the drywall on this house, so the drywall's all done. So other than the drywall, I wanted to show you a few other things that we did prior to drywall. We did some wiring for a TV above the fireplace. And then also, this is the mantle that was on the fireplace. We're going to be putting that back on the fireplace. And then over here, do you remember where this wall of mirrors was? We took all the mirrors off, and then there was wallpaper behind it. So my drywall guy removed all the wallpaper, and he's patched the walls up. And there was a bunch of wallpaper on the walls in the kitchen, so that's all been taken care of. And you can see all the drywalls up. My homeowner is trying to figure out her paint colors. So there's these little patches that are all over, because you know with paint, it looks different on one wall versus another wall because of the lighting. And so I always recommend that you try it on, when you're doing this, that you do it on a couple of different walls. And I always have my customers do this. Go by at Home Depot, they sell a small little half pint of paint that they can mix up to the color that you want, so you're not buying a bunch of paint. And that way you can start playing with the colors, because it's really hard to pick a color from the little chip. In fact, if you just pick it from the chip, it's going to be too dark. I always tell my customers that if you pick the color on the chip that you like, and then you go up two more, and that's the color that you want to use, because the other would be too dark when you actually put it on the walls. So a couple other things I'll show you real quick. In the bathrooms here, so you see this gray board that's on the shower. That's what we call dent shield. You've heard me mention it probably a time or two. Here's a label right here. But you see it's called dent shield, and it's a moisture and mold resistant drywall, and it's perfect for showers. And this will have a niche in it, So this has the recessed niche, and then it'll have a little shelf in it when we put it in. So we have a place down here for soaps and shampoos, or sorry, soaps and razors and stuff like that. I'm tongue-tied. Soaps and razors, and then shampoo and stuff up here. And then in the master, we did the same thing in the master shower. You see she's working on colors in here too, and colors in the master bathroom as well. But you can see this tub is really cool that we put in because look how deep it is. It's way deeper than your typical tub. And it's a little bit wider too, so it's going to be a real nice, comfortable tub. And then again, we have the dense shield around here. And they're not cut out, but there's two niches here, one here and one down here. She wanted in this shower. So one other thing I want to show you. Let's go back here to this is the master bedroom. But if you look here, can you see how much shinier and cleaner this window is than that one? This window had lost its thermal seal, and so we replaced this pane. And it looks a lot cleaner and nicer. So if you have a window that's kind of fogged up on the inside, you can typically just replace that pane without having to replace the whole window. I also wanted to show you that this was the laundry closet. There was a washer and a dryer sitting right here. And what we've done is we've taken all of the stuff related to the door off because it's not really deep enough to accommodate a washer and dryer and to have a door on it. And one of the changes that we made is we changed it from a side-by-side washer and dryer to a stackable washer and dryer. So we had to move the power for the dryer up, and we moved the vent up as well. So now we're going to have stackable washer and dryer here, and then she's going to have a cabinet built in that'll take care of all her linens and stuff like that. Pretty cool. A lot better use of the space. I wanted to show you the laminate floor that we've been installing. The laminate floor is throughout the condo, including the bathrooms. The only place getting carpet is the master bedroom and the master closet. Everywhere else is this laminate floor. And it's really cool because it's wide planks and they're long planks and it's 100% waterproof. My guys don't like laying it. The 100% waterproof tiles are a little harder to lay because they're thinner than the water resistant, but it looks really great. And you can see we've put baseboard in because it's a floating floor system, so the baseboard's kind of what holds it down after it's all put together. So anyways, we've got the kitchen, the family room, and the two bathrooms. I'll show you the bathrooms next. This is the main bathroom, and you can see the floor just flows right into the bathroom, and it looks really nice. And then here's the shower tiles all done in this bathroom. And if you can see, my homeowner picked a really crazy tile for the back of these niches. This has kind of a snowflake look to it, but I showed it to my tile guy so he can install it, and he wanted to drop everything and run. But so it took a lot of effort, but it looks really nice, and it turned out really nice. And then down here we have this penny floor. They call it penny, and I don't know what the color's called, but it looks really nice. And we even tiled the ceiling in the shower. You can see that. That turned out nice as well. And now let me show you we're going to put glass. This will have a glass shower door on it, probably glass panel and a shower door. And now let me go show you the master. This is the master bathroom. It's essentially almost the same size as the main bathroom. And you can see we have the laminate floor in here. And again, it's 100% waterproof, so it works great for a bathroom. And I showed you before this nice big deep tub. It's a little easier to see it, how deep it is now that we have all the tile around it. So you can see all the tile. This is like a bigger size subway tile. But we did two niches here, one for when you're in the tub and another one for when you're in the shower. And this is similar, the back of the niches tile is similar to the other bathroom, but different. This one has a lot more of a random pattern to it, where the other one had the kind of a snowflake or snowball kind of a look to it. But it turned out really nice. My tile guy told me I can't ever do it again, but that's how it goes. But anyways, the bathrooms are going to be really nice compared to what they were. We're going to put glass on this as well, But my homeowner wants to do something unique. She wants to not go all the way across and just have like a fixed panel and then a door, but then a gap too. So I'm not really sure how that's all going to work out, but when we meet with my glass guy, we'll figure it all out and we'll have something really cool to show you when we do the finish on this. I wanted to show you what this tile and the niches look like before we had to lay it, because I don't want you to think that we laid every one of those little pieces by hand. So for the main bath, this is what it looked like. It came kind of all glued together like this. And then for the master bath, which I'm standing in right now, it came like this. And so we had to cut it to fit. But I just didn't want you to think we stood here and laid each one of those little pieces of tile, because that's not going to happen. I'm so excited to show you the brick condos all done. And so let's go inside and check it out. So we're in the family room of the brick condo. And what we did, one of the things that we did in here is we added all the can lights that you see on the ceiling. Now, there was no lighting in here. 30 years ago, they didn't put lights in houses. They just put switched outlets so you could put lamps in. So we added all these can lights. This is a brand new fireplace that we put in. And it's pretty cool. All you do is to turn it on is you just flip a switch and the fireplace comes on. There it is. So this will warm up this whole room great. This mantle was existing. We took it off and then put it back on and repainted it. She picked out a really nice kind of a marble tile brick look for the fireplace. So it looks great. Look at the floor. Isn't this floor cool? These big wide planks. And it looks very realistic, and it's just a laminate floor. Looks awesome. If you remember the mirrors that were on the wall over here in the dining room, we got rid of all those and fixed and repaired that wall. And again, we added can lights in here. I guess we forgot to turn them on. There we go. So this is the dining area. We put a new light fixture in here and added these recessed can lights with the LED trims. And this cabinet right here, we added, which is really cool because it gave her more counter space here, and she can put her TV components in here. And then we have a tube that runs up to there, to that HDMI, so she can hook everything up to her TV right here and then hang her TV up there. She hasn't done that yet. She's going to do that later. And then the kitchen turned out awesome. This is what we would call a galley kitchen. And you've already seen the kitchen earlier in this video. I'll just point out a few things. We installed the new appliances. And if you've watched some of my previous videos, this is my favorite microwave, over-the-counter microwave, because its slim size gives you a much bigger cabinet above. And yet, if you look inside, you can see it's got plenty of room inside for 95% of what you would cook in a microwave. And then nice stainless steel range. We got the fridge installed. This is a Bosch fridge, really nice fridge. And then we have a Bosch dishwasher. And check this out. This is the faucet that we put in. Watch this. Oops. So it's a touchless faucet. We didn't do the kitchen backsplash yet because she has not been able to decide what she wants to do for the kitchen backsplash. So as soon as she decides, we'll come back and put that in. But for now, we just left it off. So you see some gaps and stuff around here that would all be covered up by the tile. So anyways, also we did these under cabinet lights. And come check this out. I made this false bottom up here and put these puck lights in. She wanted something that looked nice up here because you can see it. The other lights underneath are just more of they're all LED lights, but they're not the most attractive, but they do a great job. So anyways, okay. So here is a really cool pantry cabinet that my cabinet guy built. Look at these cool handles, but look at all that storage that's in there. And then you have these big wide drawers that are going to be great for storing stuff in. How much better is this than that pantry you saw in the very beginning of the show that was here? It was a pantry closet. This is so much better, and it looks better, and you get more stuff in it. Now also remember that we replaced the water heater in the furnace, and so let me show you that. We have the new water heater and furnace in here. It's also a little bit of a storage closet, but this is brand new water heater, brand new furnace. So, and then we cleaned all the ducts out too. The people who lived here before were smokers. And when you first walk into this house, you could really smell the smoke. But it got less and less as we did the remodels. We took out all the floor coverings, took out all the blinds, took out all the cabinets, and then we started painting and doing all that stuff. Almost all of the smoke smell was gone. The last thing that we needed to do was clean all the ducts. So we had a company come and clean out all the ducts, and now you can't smell any cigarette smoke at all. It's awesome. I'll let Jessica walk in and show you this bedroom real quick. We didn't really do much in this bedroom other than just new base, new floors, and we painted. We did add a cable TV outlet up on the wall, and that closet, that organizer was there. We just painted around it, and we took the doors off. So this is going to be her office. And then, remember we talked about how she was having a hard time deciding what to do with the um, laundry closet? And I told her it wasn't really deep enough to do doors on it, and she really wanted to do doors on it. But we finally talked her into doing a laundry cabinet. So we did this nice cabinet right here that's got all this storage in it, and then we put a full-size stackable washer and dryer in here, and it looks good, and she's got a full-size washer and dryer, so it turned out really nice. Now I'll show you the main bath, and then we'll go into the master bedroom. I'm going to turn this other light on just for a second because we have one of the lights so that when you turn the light on over the shower, the fan also comes on. So come in and check out this shower. The shower turned out really nice. We put tile on the ceiling. We added the double niche, and you saw on our other episode that tile. It's a two-tone snowflake looking thing, and it turned out really nice. And then the floor in the shower is really cool too. It has that pebble look. And then she had us add this crazy shower head. But it's cool. It's magnetic, so you just pull it off. You can do your stuff with it, and then it just snaps in place. The vanity over here was custom made by my cabinet guy, and then we did custom countertops, and she provided the mirrors. I think it turned out really nice. This is the master bedroom, and we added the can lights on the ceiling, and we replaced the original light fixture with a ceiling fan without lights because we got all the other lights. Really, that's all we did in here. Now the other thing is you have to walk through the closet to get to the bathroom. So I have a little story to tell you. You see, we did these really nice closet organizers that are out of a material called melamine, which is a laminated product. And when we had the painter all scheduled and were ready to paint, the night before I realized that we forgot to build in some shelving in the closet. And normally I would have built in the same design, but with permanent shelves instead of adjustable shelves, and it would have just been paint grade. But because I didn't have time to really get in here and do the paint grade shelving before the painter came, I wanted to just let the painter go. So we did those nice melamine organizers that you install after paint, and she was really happy, and I didn't charge her for it, and it was a nice thing. So it turned out really nice. And here we have the master shower. Same vanity, basically. This one's a little different. It has a couple of drawers in it here on the side, where the other one had a drawer across the bottom. And then you can come in and look at has a tub shower. I think that shower head's plenty big enough, don't you? Let me turn this light on. Oops. Oh, hey. So we did two niches instead of that double niche in here. So she has one she can use for when she's showering, another one that she can access when she's in the tub. And if you notice how deep this tub is, I know I've talked about it before, but it cleaned up really nice, and it's a nice deep tub. So this bathroom, I think, turned out really super nice. So this concludes our video on the transformation of the brick condo. I'm so grateful that you took time to watch this video and watch us how we were able to take this from the old ancient looking condo that it was to this new modern clean looking condo that it is now. We appreciate you taking time to watch. If you liked what you saw and want to see more, we'd love it if you like the video as well as subscribe to our channel. And that way, anytime, if you hit that little bell on the side, anytime we add a new video, you'll get a notification from us that'll let you know we've posted a new video. We have lots of projects that we're doing, and as we complete them, we post them. Thanks again. I appreciate it. If you like and subscribe, have a good day. Let's show you how beautiful this is. To start with, look at this tub. It's nice and deep and long. You can stretch your legs in this tub. And it's a beautiful tub. And we've actually done a couple of them. And then you have the fireplace there, and she had us put a TV up there. And then also, if you turn around and look behind you, we did tile on this whole wall. How cool is that? It just looks so gorgeous. And then she had a big, long vanity, but you remember in the previous segment that the vanity ended actually probably right about here. And so what we did is we shifted the vanity this way to all the way to the door so we could get in that linen cabinet that you see right there. And also another feature that we do is we put a drawer in the bottom of our vanities. A lot of times you'll see like a false drawer at the top of a vanity and then the doors underneath it. Well, that is, wasted space. So now what we do, instead of doing the false drawer in the front, we do an actual drawer at the bottom. And you can see it still gives us room to do all the plumbing. And so it works out really nice. And my homeowner did a great job on choosing colors and stuff like that. This is tile on the floor. It looks really just like wood, but it's tile that's on the floor. And then she loves this blue color, and you can see that she didn't want the countertop for her backsplash, so we did this penny pasta. Oh, that's a funny one. This penny tile. And then you can see we also use that penny tile in the shower. Now check out this shower. Holy smokes, this is like a car wash. There's jets here and jets here. There's a handheld that's right here. And then you have the shower head. And this turns everything on, and then you can use these valves to determine which or all of it that you want on. And then you have a bench, and then we also do, a lot of times we'll do a linear drain, because one of the things I don't like is when you're standing here taking a shower, they always center the drain in the shower. So in your bare feet, you're standing on the drain. So we try to do a linear drain. And then I love the niches that we do. This one's a little bit narrower than we typically do, because there was plumbing in the wall that we couldn't access. In fact, let's insert a picture right here to show you what the plumbing looked like for this wall. It's like a spaghetti bowl. It's amazing. And so I took a lot of time and effort to get this all plumbed the right way, so it all worked perfectly. Now, there's a couple other things I want to show you. Remember in the first video, she had the plastic going from the shower glass all the way up. And what we did is we dropped that ceiling down so that less of the steam escapes while you're taking a shower. And she loves it. In the bathroom here, the toilet room, one of the things we do a lot is we add an outlet for a bidet toilet seat. If you ever wondered what one of those looked like, that's what it looks like. And then we also put in what we call a Johnny cabinet, which is a cabinet over the top of the toilet for extra storage. But now you have to check out this closet. This closet turned out amazing. This is the master closet. And she was on this side and he was on this side, but we were able to work it out so it worked better for him to go on this side. And then over here, she has all this storage that works really good for her. And then what's so cool is all of this built-in dresser storage area at the back of the closet, because the windows are in here, which balances the exterior of the house to have these windows here. So it's really hard in a closet when you put windows in, but this worked out really great. So anyways, this bathroom turned out amazing. We got the makeup counter in, just like we had in my original drawings. And so it's beautiful. And I'm so grateful that my client let us come back, because we finished this last year, but she allowed us to come back and shoot this video. We're also right now doing phase 2, and we're remodeling the mudroom, laundry room, and the powder bath downstairs, and adding a bath. Her mudroom is huge, and now we're adding a 3/4 bath in that space and moving the washer and dryer so it's a stackable washer and dryer. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait to show you that one. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe and hit the little bell so that every time we post a new video, we can notify you that we've done that, so you can go and see what else we've transformed. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.